Hi, my dear friend, welcome back. So, we will take the topic further in terms of understanding the mechanics of happiness. I have been trying to develop this topic like how one would understand the engineering, being an engineer myself, as a mechanical engineer. So I was trying to analyze and understand how the IC engine is working, how the automobile is working, and so on. So in the same way, I was curious to know how the mechanics of happiness works, because it is said in management that what you don't understand can never be managed. So for managing anything, we need to understand how it works. A mechanic who is trying to fix the air conditioner must have at least some basic idea how this air conditioner is working. In the same way, in order to understand the mechanics of happiness, we need to get into the little more detail how this whole mechanism works. So the idea of all these sessions I'm trying to develop to give you the perspective of how this whole mechanism of happiness is really taking place. So taking the matter forward, so in the last session I had mentioned that our sense of happiness is coming from fulfillment of a gratification, mostly physical in nature, be it eating good food or sleeping or having sex and so on and so forth. So, so it is extremely important to note that there are many people derive happiness from different sources. Someone derives happiness by playing a music instrument. Someone is deriving happiness by painting. So someone derives happiness by cooking. So that means there are several choices human beings make. So in this session I would like to introduce one important faculty or the benediction of being human. See, among the whole creations, if you observe carefully, that the rest of the creations other than human being cannot make choices. So it's extremely important to understand this concept for discussing about the theory of happiness later. Meaning that if you take a tiger, for example, it is born as a carnivore and its conducive food is already decided. That means it will eat meat of a particular type of animals. So if you look at the nature very carefully, that till the animal kingdom were created, all these creations were not given the choice to make choices. Let me put it that way. Meaning that if the tiger is a carnivore, it cannot make a choice to become a vegetarian. Yeah. But if the cow has been created as a herbivore, eating only vegetarian food, cow cannot choose to become a meat-eating animal. So there are certain creators' mechanism incorporated in these creations, by which they simply function based on those operating systems. In the sense, there are 5 instincts are incorporated in all animals, which is very common across the entire creation of animal kingdom, and they just perform all their actions within that framework without the ability to make choices. So it is extremely important to understand that the concept of making choices. But when the human beings are created in the very recent years, after the formation of the Big Bang 13.8 billion years ago, the human beings have been given a very highest level of capabilities and faculties. If you really look at the human brain, it has got the primitive limbic brain of an animal, and then it has got a neocortex and many other complex mechanisms, which have all been far different from any other creations in the lower rung of the ladder of human evolution. So the human beings have been given the choice making ability, with the result they can look at the situations and then they can use their rationale and then make right kind of choices. But there are many different ways people make choices. One is they make choices unconsciously, as Eckhart Tolle mentioned in my previous video, I spoke about it, or make choices in a very conscious manner. So this ability to make choices is a very rare and extraordinary kind of blessings of Creator on the human being. By virtue of which you can make the right choices if you want, or make wrong choices out of your emotions. So it is extremely important to understand this faculty of human being of making choices in the context of theory of happiness. So going forward, we will discuss in greater detail how this faculty of making choices can really favor the human beings to be more happy in their life. Thank you very much, and look forward to see you in many more detailed sessions on the theory of happiness. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you. Take care.